one of the things that the DeLorean steering wheel doesn't have is any buttons. So if you want to build some kind of interactive dashboard application, eventually you're going to want to put some buttons or joysticks or something like that on the steering wheel. So this is what I've got right now. I've got 2 analog sticks, kind of where your thumbs would be, and then there's 3 buttons on each side, tucked behind the bars of the steering wheel. So the obvious way to get this done is you buy a USB gamepad, and then you tear it apart, and then you run the wires to new places on your steering wheel. And so that's actually what I started with back when I first tried this. And the problem you end up with is that when you take this apart, there's one circuit board side to side, and those little plastic buttons are not actually buttons, they're just a little piston that pushes down on a membrane on the circuit board. Right. So you can't actually relocate them without completely reprinting all the plastic and stuff. And the circuit board's kind of big, and you cut these tiny little traces, and you're trying to solder onto that, and it's not fun. So, I looked, how else can I build a USB gamepad? And there's this microcontroller company who makes this thing called the Teensy. And he's got, 7 different versions of this now, but this is one of the smaller ones. That's a USB mini connector, not the micro connector, that's taking up most of the space here on the board. And that one's going for $16 right now. And then he has an entire page about how to turn it into a joystick. So, complete with instructions on, what axes and buttons you can expect on a typical gamepad. And then it comes with sample code that basically is a joystick firmware. You can just load it onto that chip, and it is a joystick or gamepad. And so you just take that firmware image, and it's like a really easy to use program. You just plug that controller in via its own USB port. You don't need any special programming device or anything to program it. You load up the firmware, you plug it in, you hit the reset button, and poof, it's a USB gamepad. So then you go over to Amazon, and they've got lots of buttons to choose from. None of them are too, well, you can get super expensive ones, but there's a lot to choose from in a good price range. And then you go out and you pick up some of these guys, which are 2-axis potentiometers. And then basically just you just run wires directly from those pins on the buttons and the potentiometers right to the pins on the side of the board here, according to the little instructions that they had on the website I showed earlier. And now, then the only thing you have to worry about is the mounting. So I kind of lucked out, and I managed to find this, or buy one of these steering wheel adapters from DMC Houston before they stopped carrying them. And what this does is, with the typical, or the original DeLorean steering wheel, has about, 4 inches of depth to it. So it mounts, kind of far away from you, and then comes out 4 inches before you get to the wheel. So when you go to buy these, aftermarket Momo steering wheels and things like that, they're usually kind of flat. And so the adapter that you would buy has the spline down to the back of it that fits against the standard old style GM steering column. And then it has 2 sets of 6 bolt patterns, one for the Momo steering wheel and one for another So there's 2 bolt patterns, and you can just pick whichever one you've got the steering wheel for. So they aren't selling these on DMC Houston's website anymore, but I did see one that looked very similar on Amazon not too long ago. But for everybody's benefit, I went ahead and made a 3D model of the one that I have, and that's what you're actually looking at here is my 3D model. And this, you can download the entire STL file on nerdvana.net and rdvana.net. And that will help you figure out whether you're buying the one you want on Amazon. Or you can try to 3D print it out of steel if you have the equipment for that. So this is what I came up with. I said, well, all right, I want something really sturdy to hold this thing. And so I just pounded a metal bar in kind of an arc so that it would pick up one of the holes on that steering wheel adapter. And then I 3D printed some plastic holders on the side. And so that's sort of what it looks like when it's all glued together and ready to go. I've got a few mounting holes where I put screws through. I've got the 3 finger hole, the 3 holes for the buttons for your fingers on each side. And then that's where I have it all wired up. You see the buttons that I bought off of Amazon, just sticking through there. And then the potentiometer is mounted on another little piece of plastic that I kind of bolted on. And there you see it once again all assembled with those ribbon cables running up behind the bars of the steering wheel into the center. And that entire teensy circuit board, and then the little board I made to kind of hold it all together, is sitting there in the center of the steering wheel. And so then I have a USB cable running from the board in the center of the steering wheel through the steering column to my computer. And I don't quite have a perfect design for how to stake that through there so it doesn't get chewed up, but I put some effort into that, and I'll have a more final report sometime in the future. Basically, you just go for a really skinny USB cable, and then try giving it a few extra loops of clearance, and then it won't get tangled up generally when you turn your wheel. Yeah, that's it.
So do you play the games on the dash there?
I don't currently have the buttons doing anything. I'm in the middle of the software changes that will let the buttons that are, the first thing I'm going to do with the buttons is let them select between the standard view, the rear view mirror, and the maps view. And so the top hit of the buttons will let you flip between those, and when you're on the maps view, you'll also be able to use the analog sticks to like slide around on the map and look at things. So that's still a work in progress.
Put a touch pad in the trackpad. Thank you.